Everyone who works at a theme park ends up hearing a lot of dumb, silly questions. Rhino Rally at Busch Gardens was no exception. If you ever work at a theme park, you're going to hear a lot of silly, crazy questions, especially if you work on a ride. Usually it's because people aren't necessarily thinking through what they're asking. Sometimes they're trying to get around rules, or sometimes they're just plain oblivious. Sometimes you hear the same question so often that you just can't help but start thinking of ridiculously dumb answers to go along with it. Like a lot of ride operators at parks, we'd hear all sorts of them at Rhino Rally. Busch Gardens, you'd hear them all over the park. Here's a bunch of the questions that we would hear at Rhino Rally, along with the answers we give, along with sometimes the answers that we really want to give, but we couldn't. I know they're too short, but can't they ride anyways? No, I'm sorry, they can't ride. They're too short. Why not? It's for their safety. They may not fit into the restraints quite right. They may have a hard time sitting down. They may not be able to see anything. It's to keep them safe. Well, what if I sign a waiver? I'll be happy to release you from all harm if anything happens. Sorry, no waivers. If we value your child's safety more than you do, there's a problem. Even if you're willing to risk your child's safety, I'm not. But they've been waiting forever. Are you going to be so mean that you wouldn't let them ride? I mean, look how cute they are. Seeing as the height restriction is posted right at the entrance to the ride, and I know that the employee that's up at the entrance told you no, and then you snuck around and tried to cut into line with the kid, yeah, I'm not going to let them. I'm sorry if this is what they've been waiting their whole life for, but I'd really rather not have their life end on what they've waited for. So, yes, I am going to be that heartless. Are those animals real? No. Actually, these are all the latest version of animatronics. They're so real now that they even eat and do other things that animals do. Can I feed the animals? Well, normally we don't allow people to feed the animals. But I'll tell you what, if you're willing to sacrifice your body parts, we'll let you feed them to the animals personally. Otherwise, we suggest leaving the animals to their regular diets. Is this on tracks? We're not a train or a roller coaster. We're Land Rovers, real trucks. Only tracks we're on are the dirt paths in the road that we drive. Of course, there are tracks in the water portion, but we're not going to talk about that. This doesn't go upside down, does it? Really? Hello? Why can't I stand up during the ride? I want to take some good pictures. Because we would really rather that you didn't get knocked out, fall out, and get crushed by the elephant, gored by the water buffalo, stomped by the rhino, bit by the Nile crocodile, or just generally run over by the truck. And I did yell at guests sometimes for standing on it when I was a guest. There was one time I was there with my kids. We were riding in the back seat just as guests. And as we're on the water portion, as we're starting to approach the one spot where there's a little splash, there's a lady 2 rows in front of me who suddenly undoes her seatbelt, jumps up, and practically runs across the Land Rover, diving across her husband and whoever else was there. I think I probably scared my kids a little bit when I kind of yelled out real loud, "Sit down!" I know I scared the driver who was reaching at that point for the e-stop button on the truck. The lady thankfully sat back down in her seat, buckled the seatbelt again. It didn't mean I didn't get a dirty look, but they at least stayed seated. However, when we got back to the end of the ride and started getting off, her husband then decided that was time to be Macho Man. He starts coming after me. "Don't you yell at my wife!" Yeah, well, geez, sir, I'm sorry. She was trying to kill herself on the ride. I thought you might want to take her home. He wasn't real happy with me. Kept trying to start a fight. The other employees started to get onto his case. Told the lady she needed to sit down and obey the rules. I don't know why he was upset. Maybe he wanted the insurance money. "Can I hold my kid on my lap? She's too small for a seatbelt, but I can hold her on my lap and not let go, right? Sorry, if they can't sit in a seat by themselves and fit into that properly, they can't ride. You can't hold on to them. We're not going to take the chance of us hitting a bump and watching you toss your kid overboard trying to hold on. Not a good picture. Okay, let's see. There's 20 in our group. Can we all ride together? I'm sorry, there's only 16 seats in the Land Rover, plus the Navigator, so 17 total. You won't fit. Okay, but can we ride together in one truck? 20's more than 17? You're not going to fit in one Land Rover. Not unless you try tying somebody on top or sticking you tight onto the hood of it. Oh, well, can we do that then? You know, if that bridge keeps breaking, why don't they fix it? What we would say is, oh, maybe we should look into that. What we were thinking was, because it's part of the ride, duh. Can I be the driver? Sorry, we only allow one driver, and all of our drivers have been to the Serengeti Land Rover School of Driving. So unless you have your Serengeti African Land Rover driver's license, we can't let you drive. Never did get one of those. Oh, and the favorite question that I would get asked while working at Busch Gardens in Tampa, where can I meet the mouse? I want to see Mickey. At that other theme park 60 miles off to the east. You're in Tampa, not Orlando. And what you'd really want to say would be something more like, these are not the mice you're looking for. So don't be like them. Remember first that the employees are people too, and they have to put up with people like you all day long. Don't try to break the rules. Listen to what they're telling you. And hey, if you ask a silly question, don't hesitate to laugh at yourself. It'll at least make it more fun for everybody. Remember, their job is to keep you safe, sometimes from yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed these funny little questions that we would get. Got a good laugh out of it. Again, don't be like them. If you enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate to like it, share it with other people. I'd love for you to get the word out there. Leave your comments below. Hey, maybe you heard a silly question or comment. I would love to hear your experiences as well. Thanks so much.